Babuji had the concept that almost everything should be designed in-house. So the challenge before all of us was how to give a product which is just world class. But at times we would sit on the shop floor, start discussing there itself, make provisionary drawings, do modifications, consult people. Yes, took a decision on the shop floor that here, develop these drawings, these are drawings, this is how it should look like.
That was the beginning of a story which changed the steel industry in India. A business empire which came into being from very, very modest beginnings. And the man behind it? Sri O.P. Jindal, who was driven by a vision and the steely resolve to achieve it. The son of a farmer, he has given birth to a 12,000 crore plus conglomerate with his innovative mind. Without any formal training in engineering, he has trained engineers and has designed steel plants which are the envy of experts. So let's find out. Where did the journey of this visionary begin?
This is Nalwa, deep in the state of Haryana, a typical Indian village from where blossomed an amazing story of steadfast vision and persistent forethought and planning. But if you look closely, this typical village turns into a model for all the country to follow.
नलवा तो सबसे फर्स्ट गांव है इस एरिया से। जितना भी है सारा काम ITI कॉलेज स्कूल 10+2 सारा ये इन्हीं का योगदान से बना हुआ है। गांव की गलियां, पोस्ट ऑफिस, डाकखाना, स्कूल सारी बिल्डिंग इन्हीं की बनवाई हुई है।
It's not just kindness, it's the will to give back something to his roots. Today, Nalwa is perhaps the only village in Haryana that boasts of a school, a degree college and an industrial training institute. After migrating to Nalwa in the last century, Netram Jindal and his wife Chandravati bought some land and started farming. They had 5 sons and 5 daughters.
From those very days, Sri O.P. Jindal displayed a keen interest in machinery. He would accompany his father to the fields and try his hands at tilling. And this fascination for machinery only increased with time. After the tremendous upheavals of the partition, in the year 1950, following loss of their land holdings, the 5 Jindal brothers shifted to Calcutta and thus began a new chapter in the life of Sri O.P. Jindal.
One day, O.P. Jindal noticed a steel pipe on the streets that had a Made in England tag. A sense of nationalism swept through his heart, and in 1952, he set up a unit in Calcutta to manufacture steel pipes, bends and sockets. All the while, there was a deep longing in the brothers to come back to their roots and start an industry there. And in 1957, they set up Jindal India in Hisar to manufacture steel pipes. As the production capacity increased, the plant faced increasing short supply of raw material. To correct this, the brothers decided to set up a unit to manufacture steel strips. The Jindal Strips plant is testimony to Mr. O.P. Jindal's engineering skills. With no formal training, he completely designed this one-of-a-kind plant. In 1977, after noticing that a majority of stainless steel was being imported, he decided to indigenously manufacture stainless steel. Today, Jindal Strips is the largest producer of stainless steel in India, with over 40% of the domestic market. Hisar town is the hub of the Jindal business empire. The green color of Jindal buildings is everywhere to be seen. Over the years, the Jindal Group has elevated Hisar to a bustling industrial township. Perhaps the feather in the crown of Shri O.P. Jindal's achievements is the Raigad plant. The plant is not only the world's largest, but is also the only sponge iron producer in the country, with its own raw material source and power generation, making it one of the most cost-effective producers of sponge iron in the country. From its inception, Shri O.P. Jindal has always emphasized the need of indigenous technology, and the research and development wing of the Jindal Group has been at the forefront of the country's R&D triumphs. Constant upgradation and incorporation of new technology has ensured that the group is always being the engineering trendsetter of the steel industry.
Company as a whole under Bauji's leadership has been more or less a company of research and development. Everything was done on the shop floor. Everything was done in-house. We wanted to be world class, both in size, in quality, in terms of profits, in terms of everything. Bauji wanted to create an organization which should be of international standards.
Bauji is an industrialist with a socialist heart. He firmly believes that one of the most vital contributors to his success story are his beloved workers. So he has strived at every turn to ensure that his beloved workers are well looked after. Education, housing, water, electricity at subsidized rates are provided to all the employees of the organization, irrespective of their class or position.
उन्होंने शुरू से ही हमें अपने बच्चों जैसा प्यार दिया है और आज तक बच्चों जैसा ही वो हमारे से वो बिहेव करते हैं। कभी ये बिहेव नहीं रहा कि भाई ये हमारे यहाँ सर्वेंट हैं, हमारे एम्प्लॉई हैं, ऐसा कोई उन्होंने कभी नहीं किया। एंड उसकी वजह से हमें भी उनसे बहुत ज़्यादा अफेक्शन है।
This is the Jindal Modern School in Hisar. It is dedicated to educate Jindal employees' children.
I was given a task of bringing up the children of the employees in the factory to a certain level, such that they could compete with any other child in town, in the state, as well as at the national level. Today, Jindal Modern School is the most sought after school in town.
Shri O.P. Jindal's life's mission has been to help others. He is the chairman of the N.C. Jindal Charitable Trust, which runs a 500-bed N.C. Jindal Institute of Medical Care and Research in Hisar.
जब मैं आया था यहाँ पर तो मुझे लगा कि एक ही हॉस्पिटल है और जिंदल साहब उसके मालिक हैं, उनके साथ काम करना पड़ेगा। लेकिन जैसे जैसे मैंने उनके साथ काम किया पिछले 11 साल से, मुझे लगा कि वो उनका काम में रुचि है और हर चीज़ को बड़े ध्यान से गौर से समझ के फिर उसको आगे इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं। और अगर कोई दूसरे इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट भी, दूसरे लोग भी इस तरह का सोसाइटी के लिए करें तो इट्स ए वेरी गुड कम्युनिटी सर्विस। और मैं ये चाहूँगा कि एक हमारा हॉस्पिटल एक ऐसा रोल मॉडल है जो कि कम्युनिटी को एक बड़े सस्ते और अच्छी क्वालिटी ट्रीटमेंट दे पा रहा है। इस तरह की एग्जांपल्स और भी होनी चाहिए।
The trust also runs the Vidya Devi Jindal Public School on the outskirts of Hisar. The girls' school has set a benchmark in quality girls' education.
ये उनकी तो दूरदर्शिता है कि उन्होंने सोचा कि गर्ल्स एजुकेशन देंगे तो 2 घरों में एजुकेशन दी जाएगी, क्योंकि लड़की अपने घर में भी रहेगी और ससुराल में भी जाएगी, और अगर लड़कों की एजुकेशन देंगे तो वो एक घर में रहेगी।
He has been nominated as chairman of the Maharaja Agrasen Medical College and Hospital. The hospital at Agroha offers high-class medical facilities to the rural poor. It treats 600 patients every day and has an occupancy of 80%.
The fact that this college is being run, subsidized by the government, but he is the biggest donor, and it is his wish that this college and this hospital flourishes. And I am sure under his leadership it would be his dream would come true, and this would become one of the most popular medical colleges in Haryana.
Apart from being an entrepreneur, Shri O.P. Jindal has been a role model due to his dedicated service to the poor and backward sections of the society.
Realizing that India has achieved but a small percentage of what it could have due to the politicians, and to make changes happen at the highest level, he decided to enter the political arena.
मैं 1970 से श्री ओम प्रकाश जी जिंदल को जानता हूँ। वो एक कर्मठ समाज सेवी हैं और दानवीर हैं। उनके सहयोग से हिसार ज़िले की ही नहीं, हरियाणा की बहुत सी संस्थाएं उनके पनप रही हैं।
Today, as a former MP from Kurukshetra and current MLA from Hisar, he is constantly striving to uplift the poor and the backward classes of Haryana.
इनके दिमाग के अंदर समाज के लिए काम करने की एक भावना है और ये खुशकिस्मत है कि इनके चारों लड़के जो है ना वो भी बड़े शाने हैं।
Shri O.P. Jindal's untiring efforts have firmly entrenched the Jindal Group in almost every aspect of steel and steel-related businesses. The Jindal organization is broadly divided into 4 groups, which are run under the aegis of Shri O.P. Jindal's 4 sons. Shri Prithviraj Jindal looks after the Jindal Saw Pipes venture, which is a respected name in the area of high-pressure gas and oil transportation pipes. Shri Sajjan Jindal is at the helm of the Jindal Iron and the Jindal Vijayanagar Enterprises, the world's largest Corex-based integrated steel plant. Shri Ratan Jindal holds fort at the Jindal Strips, which is one of the largest steel manufacturers in India with over 46% of the market share. And finally, Shri Naveen Jindal looks after the latest venture, Jindal Steel and Power Limited, the largest global manufacturer of sponge iron amongst other products. Today, Shri O.P. Jindal's steely vision is being firmly taken forward under the able guidance of his 4 sons.
So that was the amazing life story of a man who's done so much for his country. And now let's talk to a few people who've been very close to Mr. Jindal and have seen his meteoric rise over the years.
Bauji was very busy working in factory, building the what today we call it a sizable business venture.
Okay.
Bauji used to be very hardworking. He used to, I remember those days, he used to work easily more than 18 hours a day.
Well, you are the eldest son. Now, when you have a father who's so illustrious, who's so well known, the whole world knows about him, everybody looks up to him. So do you think you have a feeling of awe when you look up to him, or is he a kind of an inspiration for you?
He certainly is inspiration for me.
Okay.
But I think it could be a mixture of all, respect, little fear, and all these things together, put together.
What are the tools that Bauji has given you, so that you could, the vision that he had, which he has told you, which would help take the company a little more forward in the future?
I think, Bauji always were very particular about one thing, that people who are working for him, they are part of his family. All Rakhi Bandhan days, we used to go to the colonies for getting the Rakhis tied.
Okay.
So Bauji was very, I mean, from day one, and that's one reason, Aman, that in our such a large group, we never had any labor trouble.
Okay, Prithviraj, I think I'll come to the last question. Is there any particular trait that your father has which you feel makes him completely different from all the other businessmen?
Yes, I know one thing, that my father hates monopoly.
Oh.
Even if he is into a industry which is, let's say, is the only industry, he would invite people. He will tell people to come and do the similar activity. And Aman, he made sure that whatever there is a monopoly in a particular trade, he would definitely enter that, because he feels the country needs to grow. And monopolies, they restrict the country to grow.
A very plain simple question. What exactly have you learned from your Bauji?
Well, a lot. I mean, my father is really visionary.
Okay.
And he's a very simple person. And, for him, a labor or a chief executive officer, he sees them all at the same level.
Okay.
Anybody, any time can walk into his office to talk to him if he has any problem. And technically, he's a wizard. So we've learned a lot of things from him.
Okay.
Though I'm not a technical person, but then, a lot we have learned from this.
There was a time he was connected to politics. What do you think of that?
Well, he's still connected to politics.
Okay.
And his idea is that, politics do need some good people who need not to take money from people, who can spend money on people.
Okay, that definitely makes him very different.
Absolutely.
From most of the
he's
other
really,
people.
really very different person.
Right.
I mean.
Can you tell us something about your early years as a child, as you were growing up? Can you recollect something about those moments?
He did not spend as much time as we feel that he should have. But at the same time, we were so many brothers, sisters, so we never felt the need also that badly. But yes, he used to take us out on holidays once a year at least.
Could you tell us about some of the tools that your father has given so that you can take his vision a little further into the future?
Yes, he's been very, very focused. So that's how I think all four brothers are very focused in our areas of businesses.
Okay.
And he feels that one should look into the things himself. You should not delegate totally on your executives and all that. And that helps. That theory has really helped us. Okay. So he feels that we should know about our subject. I feel so.
Well, can you tell something about Bauji? He's a successful businessman. He's a successful father, a successful husband, a successful grandfather. So, do you think is there a particular point which you feel he is best at?
Actually, his business acumen really stands out. Okay. Though he's an all-rounder, he's been really successful in all sphere of life.
Not only I have learned from my father, I think my father is an institution by himself. A large amount of people have learned from him, from the way he ran the organization during his heydays. He has actually set new standards of management. It is absolutely very different from a typical IIM style of management. He actually, one can write a full book thesis on his style of management.
What do you think about your father's vision into the future? How he could see into the future?
My father is doesn't believe in money. In the sense that he doesn't think that money is the be all or end all of everything. Whatever he is doing is to provide him the job satisfaction. Whatever he has done, for example, if there is a plant which is running after a lot of, because he is a technocrat, he builds the plants himself, designs them. Something goes, if the plant is running beautifully, he will come to the plant and he'll say, okay, stop it. We want to do some modernization or modifications, or something of that sort. and everybody around would tell him that please Babuji don't do this because now after a long gap abhi acha chal raha hai, abhi aap isko rok denge, तो he'll say no that running thing is okay, but I want to improve it further, and once I improve it then it will be even better, so listen to me and do what I'm saying. He loves experimenting. That's how he's done it. That's how we are all sitting today in such a pretty position,
You talked about experimenting. He likes to do that. He experimented with politics also. What do you think of that?
But he's been a born leader. It's not that he became leader when he joined politics. He was always a leader. He was leader when he was in the village amongst the youth. He was a leader in the factory. He always said that I am the leader. If you want any union leader from outside, then you go with him. If you accept me your union leader, then I am the leader.
Could you tell me some of the tools that your father has given you to further his vision into the future?
One is believe in yourself. Whatever you do, must do from your heart. Take care of your people, your employees, as you take care of yourself. Walk the talk. Just don't talk. So, I think these were and hard work, honesty.
I've learned a great deal from my father. After doing my MBA in 1992, I landed from Dallas, USA, straight to Raigad in Madhya Pradesh at that time. And I was basically training under him. So he used to if we were 5-6 people were together, he'd go and ask me okay, for instance, he once asked me to go and find out how much they were drilling a hole. They were doing a boring for water. So they said how much, what is the diameter of the hole. So I went and asked him what is the diameter of the hole. I came back and told him it is 10 inches. He said, okay, but how much do they do per day? How much are they able to drill per day? So I went and asked how much do you drill per day? I came back. Then he asked me more questions. So then I got the message that actually when you go and ask for something, you don't only ask that, but you ask actually a lot more information.
Everything connected to that.
That's right. And he always has this saying, he said asking doesn't cost money. So at least ask. So ask a lot of questions because that's how one gains knowledge.
Of course, we know that he was into politics. So was he the reason that urged you to get into politics also?
I could only do it because I knew, he was there guiding me. He was, he was the inspiration. I took all the courage from him because he's always taught us that, okay, we should never we should always fight against injustice. And it could be anybody.
Would you like to narrate any incident which you think is really funny or which was a little strange in your relationship with your father?
Sure. It's once I was, this was when I was studying in the US, and this Iraq war was going on. At that time, there was oil prices had shot up, and I used to watch all the time on CNN that there's going to be a big crisis for oil in the world, and countries like India are going to really suffer. So I was telling my father, I said there's going to be a problem, and the oil prices are going to really shoot up, and maybe India won't really have oil. So, and he didn't seem really bothered about all this. I said, aren't you bothered about all this? He said, no, I'm not. He said, we used to go on a bullock cart. Are the things going to get that bad? I said, no, not really. They're not going to really get that bad. So he said, then don't worry. Then India has seen enough of such bad times, and we're going to come through. And even say my fight, my struggle for the national flag. Because I always saw my father, fighting against injustice, even if it was, if it meant fighting against the chief minister in the state, fighting against anybody, he would not hesitate from doing that. And so, it also gave me courage. I said, if he can do it, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it too.
Well, now it's time to meet the man himself, Mr. O.P. Jindal. आपकी चारों बेटों से मैंने बात की है और उन्होंने एक बात को हमेशा से सबने इस बात पे हामी भाई है कि बचपन से ही आप हमेशा से आगे आकर मतलब खुद आगे बढ़ने या अपने दोस्तों को साथ लेके आगे बढ़ने या कुछ लोग आपके साथ आ जाते हैं तब आगे बढ़ने की ही बात किया करते थे।
हमने यही सोचा भाई अगर मेहनत करेंगे और व्यवहार अच्छा करेंगे तो हम आगे ज़रूर बढ़ेंगे और वही हम करते रहे और हमेशा ही भगवान ने हमारी सुनी और आगे बढ़ते रहे। कामयाबी मिलती रही हर काम में।
भगवान में विश्वास रखते हैं?
बड़ा भारी रखते हैं।
बड़ा भारी रखते हैं, मतलब बाकी कोई ऐसी पावर नहीं है जिसके सामने आप झुकना चाहेंगे?
नहीं, कोई ऐसी कोई वो नहीं है भाई जिससे हम झुकें, क्योंकि अफंड भी बहुत होते हैं और गलत अफंड हमें लगता है तो हम उसके पास जाते भी नहीं, और हम उसी के पास जाते हैं जिसके पास कुछ सच्चाई है। और सबकी बातें सुनता हूँ, किसी की दुख सुख की बात होती है वो सुनता हूँ और हाथ के हाथ फैसला करता हूँ, कोई पेंडिंग नहीं रखता। जिसका काम होने वाला है उसको कह देता हूँ तुम्हारा काम हो गया, और नहीं होने वाला है उसको कह देता हूँ नहीं होगा।
बिल्कुल, मतलब साफ।
हाँ, यही राजनीति में भी रहा मैं। राजनीति में बहुत आदमी आते हैं अलग अलग प्रकार के काम लेकर के, तो हम देख कर के उसी टाइम बता देते हैं ये काम तुम्हारा हो जाएगा और ये नहीं होगा, तो हम घुमाते नहीं हैं। वैसे मोस्टली पॉलिटिशियन जो है घुमाता है, लेकिन मैं कभी घुमाता नहीं हूँ।
राजनीति की बात जो आपने कही, तो मैं जानना चाहूँगा कि असली वजह क्या थी राजनीति में जाने की?
राजनीति में हम जब हिसार में, गांव से हिसार आ गए और फैक्ट्री लगाई थी पाइप की, तो वहाँ लोग बहुत तंग करते थे। बहुत घटिया घटिया राजनीतिक आदमी आते थे, एमएलए है या एमपी है जो भी, और जो उनके सहयोगी थे वो बहुत लोगों को तंग करते थे, हमको भी तंग करते थे। हमने कहा अभी ऐसा घटिया आदमी राजनीति में आ गया तो तुम क्यों नहीं आ सकता, तो इसलिए फिर मैं भी इलेक्शन लड़ा।
हमें ये भी मालूम है कि दलितों के लिए और हरिजनों के लिए आपने बहुत कुछ किया है।
हाँ जी, दलित हरिजन बैकवर्ड
क्लासेस।
हाँ जी, बैकवर्ड क्लासेस के लिए एक्चुअल में क्या है, हिंदुस्तान आज़ाद हो गया मगर आज भी बैकवर्ड के लिए आज़ाद नहीं है, क्योंकि बैकवर्ड की रिजर्व सीट नहीं है। हरिजन की तो रिजर्व है, लेकिन बैकवर्ड के लिए रिजर्व नहीं है, और रिजर्व नहीं होने से वो राजनीतिक में नहीं आते। पार्लियामेंट के अंदर 542 कितने एमपी है, उसमें 5 बैकवर्ड नहीं मिलेंगे।
तो बैकवर्ड मतलब किस तबके की बात करें जब आप बैकवर्ड?
बैकवर्ड हम उस तबके की बात करते हैं जो हाथ से काम करता है।
अच्छा।
हाथ से काम करता है, हल बनाता है या गाड़ी बनाता है या फैक्ट्रियों में काम करते हैं।
जब भी आप अपनी फैक्ट्री को सेटअप करने के बारे में सोचते हैं तो किसी डिज़ाइन को आप कभी कॉपी नहीं करते हैं, आप खुद फैक्ट्री के फ्लोर पे जाते हैं, पूरा डिज़ाइन वहीं पर बैठ के, मतलब बैठे बैठे लोगों के सामने आप बना देते हैं, तो ये खासियत कहाँ से आई?
मैं ऐसा है जी, मिस्त्री जो है ना, कारीगर जो प्रैक्टिकल कारीगर है, मैं उसकी राय ज़्यादा मानता हूँ, इंजीनियर की कम मानता हूँ। जिसने हाथ से काम किया है 10 साल 5 साल है, तो उनको बिठा लेता हूँ, मैं उनको बिठा लेता हूँ, इंजीनियर को भी साथ बिठा लेता हूँ। बस ये हमारी हिम्मत की बात है। हिम्मत, हमने सोचा भाई, हमने राय ली हमारे आदमियों से, भाई हम इतना रुपया इस फैक्ट्री में लगता है तो इतना रुपया हम लगा नहीं सकते, तो हम इस ढंग से बनाए हैं तो क्या चलेगी नहीं चलेगी, तो हमने उसी तरह फिर कम रुपये में फैक्ट्री चलाई।
आपकी कंपनी में जितने भी लोग काम करते हैं, सुना है कि आप पर्सनली उनसे जाकर मिलते हैं, उनसे बात करते हैं, उसकी क्या वजह है?
अभी तो मैं उतना नहीं सबको जान पाता, क्योंकि अब तो बहुत काफ़ी बढ़ गया काम। पहले तो हर आदमी मैं रखता था, मैं देखता था, मिलता था, मगर अब उतना काम नहीं हो पाता, लेकिन अभी भी मैं कोशिश करता हूँ मिलने की। ये ज़रूर है, किसी को तकलीफ़ हो तो मेरे पास आता है, मैं उसकी तकलीफ़ मिटा देता हूँ। आज भी
पैसे को, रुपए को कितना महत्व देते हैं?
रुपए को तो महत्व तो मैं ज़रूर देता हूँ जी, रुपया होना चाहिए, मगर उसको अच्छा काम में लगाएं, उसको मैं ज़्यादा महत्व देता हूँ। और रुपया कमाएं वो जायज़ कमाएं, न गलत तरीके से ना कमाएं।
एक और भी बहुत ही ख़ास बात है कि आपने हमेशा ये चाहा कि हमारे देश में इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन काफ़ी तगड़ा रहे, तो ये जो आपका विज़न रहा है कि देश में इंडस्ट्रीज़ होनी चाहिए, देश जो है सेल्फ रिलायंट होना चाहिए, हर चीज़ अपने देश में बननी चाहिए, तो ये जो विज़न है फ्यूचर का, ये जो बात है कहाँ से आई आपको?
ये हम जब विदेश जाते हैं, उनको देखते हैं, तो हम तो अभी भी 50-100 साल पीछे हैं।
लेकिन आपको क्या लगता है, क्या वो कौन सी वो वजह है जिसकी वजह से हमारा देश अभी भी, जैसे आपने कहा, 50 से 60 साल पीछे है?
और कानून रूल जो है वो ऐसा सख्त नहीं है जो होना चाहिए।
मतलब कि आदमी छूट जाता है?
हाँ, छूट जाता है।
बढ़िया।
अब पॉलिटिशियन कोई भी जेल में जाता है नहीं।
अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि जितने पॉलिटिशियंस हैं उनमें से कितनों को जेल में जाना चाहिए, क्या जवाब देंगे आप?
20% कम से कम जाने चाहिए।
कम से कम 20%? जितने हैं उनमें से 20%?
करते तो 70% है।
अच्छा, करते 70%?
हाँ, लेकिन 20% तो ऐसा है जिनके पास प्रूफ हो जाता है, उनको जेल में जाना चाहिए।
और उसके बाद भी वो बाहर टिके रहते हैं?
अगर वो 100 करोड़ की हेराफेरी करते हैं तो वो तो बच जाते हैं। और जो एक नॉर्मल आदमी, मामूली दुकानदार या कोई भी राह चलता, अगर 100 रुपये की चोरी कर ले तो उसकी जेल हो जाती है। करप्शन नीचे से लेके ऊपर तक है। कोई भी चीफ मिनिस्टर को आप हाथ लगा के देख लो, स्टेट का चीफ मिनिस्टर, वो अरबपति से कम कोई नहीं है।
और ये बात आप मतलब
हाँ, मैं तो ऑफिशियली कहता हूँ ऑफिशियली कहता हूँ। मैं डरता तो हूँ नहीं, सिर्फ भगवान से डरता हूँ और किसी से नहीं डरता।
एक और बात मैं जानना चाहूँगा कि आपने हमेशा मोनोपोली के अगेंस्ट आप खड़े रहे हैं, तो ये क्या खास?
यही तो देश के लिए नुकसानदायक है ना जी। मोनोपोली एक आदमी की होना तो सबसे बुरी बात है, क्योंकि मोनोपोली एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो देश को रुकावट डालती है। हमारा नियम भी बना हुआ है, कानून भी बना हुआ है देश में, लेकिन उस कानून को कोई फॉलो नहीं करता, क्योंकि एक आदमी पैसे अच्छे खर्च करता है और वो मैनिपुलेशन कर लेता है ताकि दूसरी फैक्ट्री उस टाइप में लगने नहीं देता।
लेकिन अगर आपकी अच्छी खासी फैक्ट्री चल रही है तो आप दूसरे लोगों को बुलाकर उसी टाइप की एक दूसरी फैक्ट्री क्यों खुलवाना चाहेंगे?
नहीं, उसका अगर मन है
उस इंसान का,
हाँ, वो ये कहता है भी हमें कोई फैक्ट्री लगवाओ, वो भी हम जो काम करते हैं अगर वो तय करना चाहता है तो हमारी फैक्ट्री देख लो, और मैं भी तुम्हारी फैक्ट्री में विजिट कर लूँगा। तो मैं भी जाता हूँ उसकी फैक्ट्री में, मैं लगवा देता हूँ। बहुत लोग करोड़पति भी हुए
तो मतलब ये इस बात से आप बिल्कुल नहीं डरते कि आप अपने अगेंस्ट कंपटीशन खड़ा कर रहे हैं?
हाँ, मैं इस बात से नहीं डरता।
स्टील इंडस्ट्री के बारे में क्या ख्याल है? हिंदुस्तान में आज जो हमारी स्टील इंडस्ट्री है उसका फ्यूचर क्या है?
उसका फ्यूचर तो बहुत अच्छा है, क्योंकि हमारे पास स्टील की माइंस है, आयरन ओर, जिसको आयरन ओर बोलते हैं, उससे स्टील बनती है। वो काफ़ी इंडिया की सबसे बेस्ट है, और यहाँ का लेबर भी बहुत काम करने वाला है।
जितने भी हमारे यंग बिजनेसमैन हैं, तो उनके लिए कुछ मैसेज देना चाहेंगे आप, जो आगे बढ़ के अपने बिजनेस से सेटअप करना चाह रहे हैं?
हम यही चाहते हैं, बिजनेस में भी राजनीति में भी, जो यंग आए हैं और आएंगे वो देश के को अच्छाई की तरफ ले जाएंगे। उनके पास पेट पाप कम है, जातिवाद कम है, और वो हम समझते हैं अच्छा रास्ता दिखाएंगे। अच्छे इंटेलिजेंट है, पढ़े लिखे हैं, और एजुकेशन बाहर भी मिली है उनको, और देश के प्रति उनको प्यार भी है।
राजनीति की अगर बात करते हैं तो आपको लगता है कि जिस सोच को लेके आप राजनीति में आए थे, तो वो सोच आपकी पूरी हो चुकी है या
नहीं
हो रही है?
नहीं, उस सोच पर मैं चल रहा हूँ। पूरी तो नहीं हुई, लेकिन मैं चल रहा हूँ।
रुकावटें बहुत हैं?
रुकावटें बहुत है, रुकावटें बहुत। जिन आदमियों को हमने उठाया था वही आदमी हमारी मुखालफत करते हैं। हम बनना चाहते हैं ऊपर, और ऊपर जाना चाहते हैं, कम से कम मुख्यमंत्री बनना चाहते हैं, ताकि हम ये दिखा दें हिंदुस्तान को, भाई एक मुख्यमंत्री, एक इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट और जनता के लिए क्या भला किया, वो दिखाना चाहते हैं। मगर वो शायद पता नहीं सपना पूरा होगा कि नहीं होगा।
नहीं है, अगर सपने की बात है कि इतना सब कुछ आपने पाया है, तो ये सपना भी आपको ज़रूर पूरा होगा।
उम्मीद तो है हमें,
जी जी,
इसीलिए हम डटे हुए हैं।
इसी तरह से आप डटे रहिएगा। हिंदुस्तान को आप जैसे इंसानों की बहुत ज़रूरत है, और इसी बात पर आपसे हम अपनी ये जो वार्तालाप है ख़त्म करते हैं। आपसे बात करने का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। Come, let's congratulate Bauji on achieving this important milestone in his life. And we also look forward to years of his guidance and, of course, his enduring vision. Shri O.P. Jindal, a man whose steely resolve has changed the face of the steel industry in India. A tireless worker and a far-seeing innovator. His achievements speak of a man who has proved his mettle time and again over the last 50 years. His dynamic leadership has left an indelible mark in every undertaking that he has ventured into, be it business, politics, or philanthropy. Shri Jindal has created an illustrious legacy that will endure for many generations to come. Today, he has become a legend in his own lifetime. Shri O.P. Jindal's life journey, from a farmer to an industrialist to a social worker to a politician, is an inspiration to all of us.